Folks, Donald Trump continues to show he is the thug-in-chief of what he is doing, actions he's taking when it comes to the National Guard in Washington, D.C. Now, the Guard, some of them are allowed to now carry weapons. Now, they have been touting, oh my goodness, crime is dropping in a significant way, but they're also lying because he said, first of all, that D.C. has never had this type of consecutive days where there's been no murders. That's a lie. It happened earlier this year. It was even a longer period. Most of the arrests actually are misdemeanors. They're not violent crime. And so what you're dealing with is somebody who is flat out lying. But then again, that's what he does. He lies over and over and over again. This is really all for show. It really has nothing to do with anything real, and so it's a fraud. He signed an executive order allowing Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth the authority to establish, quote, specialized National Guard units to deal with public disorder issues and cracking down on so-called cashless bail. According to the White House, one of the executive orders will apply specifically to D.C., while the other will have a broader national scope. Y'all, but he doesn't have the authority, so that's all BS. But civil and human rights lawyers from Black Lawyers for Justice say they plan to take what they call strong legal action in federal court against any National Guard or Metropolitan Police Department officers who violate the constitutional rights of residents in the district. Now, Black Lawyers for Justice National President is attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz. He joins us right now. Malik, glad to have you here. So walk us through this. When you say take strong action, what does that mean? Because others have filed lawsuits saying this is illegal. So what does that mean in terms of what y'all are going to do?
This means that each individual officer, whether they're a federal police officer, a National Guard, or unfortunately an MPD officer, any individual officer that violates a person's constitutional rights or Fourth Amendment rights against illegal search and seizures or detentions, those officers will be sued right away in their individual capacity. That means that their bank accounts, their livelihood will be put directly on the line for the actions they take against citizens. This is a step further. And many calls are coming in because this military occupation is violating a lot of Fourth Amendment rights, particularly in the Black community in the District of Columbia.
You know, and what's amazing is that these National Guard, they're actually not in the areas in D.C. that are high crime areas. And so this is a television show. This is Donald Trump doing what Donald Trump does, is playing to the cameras. It's a reality TV show for him, but it has real consequences because now he's talking about sending the National Guard to Chicago, to New York City, and other cities across the country.
I believe it's more than just playing to the cameras. I know he has angles for whatever he does, but we take this serious. His military encroachment into Washington, D.C. has encouraged other Capitol Police, Federal Police, Park Police to act much, much more aggressively around this city than ever. Some are saying, I'm not necessarily saying, but some are saying that these are ultimate pre-steps into ultimately rounding Black people up and placing them into detention camps. This has happened before in America. So when we see the attack on our rights, when we see the disrespect of a Black mayor, a Black woman here, we understand that these acts are serious and they're encroachments and they're leading on the road to possible detention camps for Black people. And that's why we have to push back and defend the Fourth Amendment right away. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to fight in court aggressively to hold individual officers directly accountable for the actions they commit on the street. And right here on the streets, there are many constitutional rights being violated right now, including these checkpoints.
I remember late in the campaign, Vice President Kamala Harris said that Donald Trump was going to send American troops into U.S. cities, and people mocked her. Looks like she was correct.
She was entirely correct. This military occupation and crackdown. It's in Washington, D.C., spreading to Baltimore and Chicago. And this is a challenge to Black lawyers, and specifically that the Black lawyer must stand up and confront the plans of Donald Trump and the president. these acts in Washington, D.C. are further designed to disparage the black community and to make America feel that the problem in Washington, D.C. is black people. Matter of fact, all of these acts are designed to demonize black people, to oppress them with law enforcement and ultimately take the stage for worse action. So we have to push back now, and we're rolling our sleeves up and we're pushing back now. And that's why we're going to be at the Metropolitan Police Department headquarters tomorrow at 2 o'clock, because we're going forward with strong legal actions against these individual officers.
You know, there were a lot of black folks who were out here ridiculing Vice President Harris, saying, oh, folks of the Democratic plantation, it's a waste of time to vote because nothing you will get from voting, that Democrats and Republicans are the very same. But there's no doubt that if Harris was in the Oval Office, you would not be seeing this. And what we said on this show to those very same people is, y'all need to stop acting as if they're not going to come after black people. And you had these people who were saying, oh, no, they're going after the illegals, the undocumented people. They can't do anything to black people. And we kept saying, yeah, they can. And we're seeing this. They literally are talking about sending Americans who are in prison to overseas prisons. You see what is happening where they are deporting individuals who have a legal right to be here, where Donald Trump has made it clear they don't want black people from the African diaspora to be in this country. They are removing the legal protection for Haitian immigrants who are here and for other African immigrants who are here. This is a full-on white nationalist movement. And black folk better wake up and realize, and like I've been saying, they want to defund black America. They want to destroy the economic, the civil rights, the academic, the health infrastructure, everything that we fought for since the end of slavery. They are coming after, and it's only been 8 months.
I think you're correct there, specifically as it pertains to this Justice Department. I actually miss Assistant Attorney General of the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department, Miss Kristen Clark. She's the one that spearheaded the prosecution of the Rankin County Goon Squad. I don't believe they would be prosecuted under this administration. You are correct. This is a white supremacist administration that intends on sending a message and a tone that white people are back in charge in America. And just as they're doing the brown people under ICE, they're doing the black people by other means. And so, this Justice Department, the ones that opened up pattern and practice investigations into Memphis, Lexington, Mississippi, Rankin County, Mississippi, cities in Minnesota, this new Justice Department has rolled back that Justice Department Civil Rights Division's progress under Attorney General Kristen Clark. It's disgraceful, and we're in a fight. And my only lamenting in this hour is that I think that we're becoming too naive as black people, and specifically the black lawyers. I think that we're becoming too naive and complacent, and Donald Trump is nothing to play with. He's serious, and he's taking action, and we must stand up and take strong actions back.
Malik, last point here, people keep asking me, oh my God, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And I keep saying, look, you have to maximize the vote. We literally have to vote in massive numbers to stop what is going on here, because the Republicans control the House, they control the Senate, they control the White House. Donald Trump is attacking private corporations, public corporations. The actions that they are taking are impacting every black nonprofit in this country. There are companies that literally are afraid to sponsor black events for fear that Donald Trump will sick the SEC, the FCC, DOJ against them. And so, again, I just keep saying to folk, listen, If you just gripe and complain and you don't use your vote, this is going to continue because this is their agenda. This is Project 2025. The use of the National Guard in D.C. and other cities, it was in the document. We kept warning people, and there were black people who, after the election, said, well, Roland, I didn't really think they meant it. And I'm like, yeah, they did.
Yes, we've heard of the King Alfred plan, and we know that there are plans here to do away with us. We're not a wanted population, so I can't object to any means that would change this situation. I know right now that we are outside of suing and representing victims who are coming forth for their rights being violated. Black Lawyers for Justice, other community organizations, the Black Panther Movement, Afro-Descendant Nation, and others. We're engaging in community police patrols this week. We're going to be out on the streets, and we have to now put our bodies on the line and to do legal police patrols and legal observations. So it can happen. It is happening. And there was times in the past when people didn't believe that they would be led all the way to the gas chambers, but eventually they got there. And so those that are calling out the alarm are correct. And as a man, I know that this administration's actions, they're race-based. That the actions against the mayor of the District of Columbia, a black woman, Muriel Bowser, that they're race-based. And I, as a man, a black man, as an attorney, and those that are with me, Attorney Donald Temple and others, we're not going to go down without a fight. We're going to stand up, and that's what we're doing. We're standing up, and we're fighting back.
All right, then, Malik Shabazz, I certainly appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. The window to invest in Fanbase is closing. We've raised over $10.6 million of our $17 million goal. That means there's room for less than 6,370 people to invest in Fanbase for the average amount. The minimum to invest in Fanbase right now is $399. That makes you an owner in Fanbase today. Go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. Why? Because current social apps have taken advantage of users for far too long, with content suppression, shadow banning, harmful racist content, and no real tools for monetization and equity. Fanbase has over 1.4 million users and counting, allowing anyone to reach all their following and monetize their content from day one. Social media is the new TV, and whoever owns the apps that distribute that content have the opportunity to own potential billion-dollar companies. While big platforms with uncertain futures are failing to serve their users, Fanbase is stepping up to fill the gap. Don't wait until it's too late. Invest now, invest for yourself and your future. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and own the next generation of social media.